it's all part of creating an atmosphere of anxiety and concern about where what this war may lead to, and not particularly about what Ukraine might do, because I don't think it would make absolutely no sense for them to do an attack like this, but what Russia might do. A dirty bomb is normally considered to be a conventional explosive in which you've put bits of radioactive material. So it came up as a potential terrorist weapon after 9/11, where you could potentially get nuclear material, say from hospitals or something like that, or universities. Wouldn't have to be the fissile material that you would expect to see in an atomic bomb. So if you mix this up together, so what happens is when you have an explosion, you irradiate an area, which can obviously make people ill from radiological poisoning, but also would have the effect of making it sort of a no-go area for a while until it could be cleaned. It's nothing like a nuclear bomb. I think that's a key point to make. It just doesn't have the destructive power or the range or the impact of a full-blown nuclear weapon.
Okay. The claims from Russia have been dismissed as transparently false by the US, also, as mentioned, rejected by Britain and France too. So, what do you think is behind this strategy from the Russian defense minister? Is this about fear or a genuine threat?
There's a feature of Russian information campaigns which is reasonably transparent by now, which is that they talk of things that the Ukrainians might do, for example, to a nuclear power plant, or to a dam near Kherson, or now with the dirty bomb, which actually the Ukrainians aren't particularly in a position to do at the time, because these are places where Russia controls, and say that the Ukrainians are going to do something. And so one naturally draws the inference that that's exactly what the Russians are thinking of doing, because that's how they work. So it's all part of creating an atmosphere of anxiety and concern about where what this war may lead to, and not particularly about what Ukraine might do, because I don't think it would make absolutely no sense for them to do an attack like this, but what Russia might do.
Okay, so in your opinion, this is perhaps part of the disinformation campaign from Russia to herald the use of similar weapons.
Potentially, I mean, I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense for Russia either, but I mean that's true of a lot of the things that might be done, and indeed some of the things that they have done. So I think we're at a stage in the war where it's very tense, where there's a grueling fight going on as the Russians try to hold lines, and they're trying to make it as hard as possible for the West to keep on supporting Ukraine, and for Ukraine to keep on going. And the basic thing they've been doing has been to attack Ukrainian energy supplies and power networks. That's what's the most important thing. But while all that's going on, and rightly deserving denunciations, there's sort of I won't call it a smokescreen, but there's a lot of other thoughts being put around about what might happen next, sort of almost as distractions from what they actually are doing.